We also got a lot of feedback on some of the lighting being very washed out or too much fog.
Okay, this is kind of difficult. Look, you've been doing great and you've been really going above and beyond, but unfortunately, we've had some complaints from the community. Hi everyone, I'm Faceless Mike, community manager at Apocalypse Studios, and I'm joined today by Dennis Dyack.
Hey, everybody, it's good to be here. Burning Down the House are going to be streams where we address feedback from the community and show our latest updates on the game. So we're looking forward to these, and we hope you like what you see here today.
Yes, and we'll get right into them because we've scraped all of our socials, our Discord, our Twitter, YouTube, the whole lot to get everything that everyone's been asking, and there has been a lot. So we'll get through as many as we can, as quick as we can. But
Yeah,
the first one.
and what I was going to say is what's really awesome is we've got a lot. There's been a ton of positive feedback. We've really gotten a lot of views, which is good because Deadhaus has been quiet for such a long time. So people are starting to be aware of Deadhaus, which really is what we wanted to do. And we've gotten like just tons of feedback. And the idea here is let's take all of that and funnel it into something where the game just gets better and better. So we're super excited for sure.
Exactly. Now, the first most burning question on everyone's mind is, many fans are curious about when Deadhaus Sonata will finally release. Why the development has taken so long. There's a lot of been people about skeptical because it's been in development for such a long time, not realizing how long video games take to make. And basically, after the Reawakening trailer, they just want to know what's coming next and when.
Yeah, no, excellent point. There's a lot of questions out there. So first of all, a lot of people, it was very clear to us when we released the trailer, didn't know we were an indie team. So we are less than 10 people. We're very small, and we've got big hearts, and we're shooting for the stars for sure. You know, the bottom line is while we were in development, and we did test a lot of the video game engines. So Lumberyard, O3DE, we were on Unity for a while, and now we're on Unreal 5, which we're super excited about. The engine is excellent. Also during development, there were a ton of what I would call black swans in the industry. We had COVID, and a lot of people don't understand this, but games that were already out during COVID did very well. A lot of independent games that were looking for funding and trying to grow the team, that was a very bad time because no one was doing deals and no one was really talking to anybody. They were just focusing all their resources internally and trying to make as much money as they could with the current games that were out. And what I would also call some extinction level events where a lot of developers are gone now. They're just gone. So I'm happy to say we are still around. And I understand that there was some skepticism of whether we're coming out or not, and that's fine. I think it's fine to have that. But obviously, we are coming out, and we're excited. And we're going to be in the Steamfest demos in February, so people will be able to play the game, check it out. It is still super early. We are indie, and then we'll be going early access afterwards. So stay tuned, and we'll give more specific details on that when the time is right.
And when you're talking about still being early, Dennis, that actually leads right into the next question. So this is in regarding gameplay. About gameplay quality and the visuals are major talking point around this game, right? So viewers have noted that the footage looks rough or dated, especially given how long the development time is. Now, guys, that's probably, as you'll notice, due to a lot of changing engines, it's not as long as you'd think it has been. So some have compared it to our low budget games, hoping that the final product will be more polished. And other people, they've seen the potential beneath the rough spots because they know early access and this is going to be work. So Dennis, in regards to the gameplay and the graphical quality.
Yeah, so a lot of people who have not been following the game don't understand this. There was a point in time where we were working on amazing high-end AAA graphic quality for Deadhaus Sonata. As a matter of fact, here are some images of some of the things we're working on. Here's Nagaztak. He's a revenant. He's the king of Deadhaus. And we also have work with Zorin, who is a vampire. And these are, obviously AAA quality. And we made the conscious decision about, I would say, a year and a half ago or 2 years to change this direction. And we moved away from these extremely high fidelity graphics because we saw a trend in the industry. And the trend in the industry was you get these games that come out, particularly in AAA games, that we're extremely disappointed with, quite frankly. I've not played a AAA game in a very long time. And there's really nothing coming out that excites me that much in that space. But what you tend to get is these games that look amazing and they're soulless when it comes to gameplay. They have the bare minimum. They repeat the same tropes over and over again. And the gameplay is almost like a paint by numbers. And with Deadhaus, we didn't want to do that. We wanted to create something very original. So we decided that even though we were on Unreal 5, we were going to go stylized, and that would allow us to concentrate on the gameplay. Do we wish we had more people? Absolutely. We hope we do well enough in early access to get more artists on the team. A lot of the things you're still seeing mid-transition. There's still some there's still some things that are way too high detailed for the style that we're going for, and we're slowly going through and fixing those up. But at the end of the day, we figured for the size of our team, our best bet was to concentrate on the gameplay. And this is something that Mr. Miyamoto told me ages ago when we were working on Eternal Darkness. Back at Silicon Knights, and the teams were much bigger back then. But Mr. Miyamoto told me even back then, and Eternal Darkness was very stylized, that we were too realistic. We're spending too much time on the graphics, spend more time on the gameplay. So that's what we're doing. And that's why we've chosen the direction that we're going in. Hopefully people like it. Given the choice, we are going to try to make the best game with the best gameplay rather than focus on the highest fidelity graphics.
Excellent. And the fantastic part of that is that leads right into the next question. So the community wants to know what kind of game Deadhaus Sonata is. So this is about our gameplay, right? Is it a story-driven solo adventure, or more of an online multiplayer experience? They were asking, the trailer wasn't explicit and it led to questions about co-op, PvP mode, and one such that. So Dennis, what is Deadhaus Sonata's gameplay?
Yeah, so Deadhaus Sonata, first and foremost, is an action RPG where you play the undead fighting the living. When with the demo in early access, we're going to be featuring the vampire class, but there are other classes, revenants, banshees, ghouls, all to come later. And it is very story driven. Think of it very much like Blood Omen Legacy of Kain as far as narrative goes. When we release the demo, there will be hours of narrative. Can you play the game single player? I kind of skipped that part. You absolutely can. You can play it single player or co-op with your friends. It is a persistent world, and that is very important because of the RPG system. We also got a lot of feedback on some of the lighting being very washed out or too much fog. Maybe we should add some God rays here or there. It also became apparent that we have not explained exactly what we're doing yet with the Eternity system and the RPG system, particularly the Celestial Clock. To understand Deadhaus Sonata, you need to know that everything you do counts. We have a Celestial Clock that simulates not only time of day, planetary bodies, lunar eclipses, solar eclipses, different months of the year, seasons, weather, and to have God rays come in, that happens automatically, and it will happen when certain light conditions are apparent. So what you're seeing in Deadhaus is that the weather is always changing along with the seasons, And how the game actually looks is going to be highly dependent on the weather and the time of day, and whereabouts you are on the planet. Now, we are getting some friends within the industry to work with us on how to make such a dynamic environment look great. So we will be improving this, but please understand this is what's happening with Deadhaus. And here you can see the celestial clock. I'm going to speed it up here, where you can see all the planetary bodies going very quickly. We can go and get to a point where we can see the moon on the horizon. You can see moon rays coming down, or God rays with the moon. We can do the same with the sun, where we can have the sun on the horizon and it will go through trees and you get these really awesome looking God rays. But all that is dependent on time of day with this celestial clock that's always going. We think it's a pretty cool system. We know it's very aggressive, but that is one of the reasons why things didn't look as good. But know that we are looking to improving it, and that we are talking with a lot of friends who are going to help us with that as well. Thank you. We also received feedback that players did not like the warning signals on the ground and sort of all the HUD type red lines. So we have removed them. Here's some quick combat in a bright, snowy day in winter, and you can see that they're gone.
Okay, this is kind of difficult. Look, you've been doing great, and you've been really going above and beyond. But unfortunately, we've had some complaints from the community, and this is something we need to address. Like, some of the feedback we've been getting is this looks way too janky. The movement is too rigid, and I can't believe this. I was told this is going to be another Daikatana.
Well, look, I told you that I don't know how to animate. Holy shit, mother. You know, slaves can't be fired. They can only be freed. So I don't know if you guys are delusional or what, but if you're going to get me to animate, you might as well be doing the spiritual successor to Daikatana.
Well, that went a little bit rougher than I expected, but there you go. All sorted.
So it is true, everyone. I have been animating. That is, I don't want to be animating. So if we do well enough in early access and you want Dennis to be fired, certainly contribute to the cause. We'd really appreciate it. We'd love to we know tons of professional animators that can do a lot better job than I can. And it's just a matter of manpower and funding. The industry is really hard right now, and we really hope that Deadhaus can do well enough that we can build the team and make the game that you all want to see and the game that we want to see in our hearts. So anyway, thanks very much for the feedback. We loved it. It was awesome. It's been a while since I've been on the internet. I started my Twitter account up back again. It's been fun. And we're always around answering questions wherever we can. So let's keep this up, Mike. I think this was fun. And hopefully gamers will like it.
Yep, we've been quiet for too long, but not anymore. You've seen the reawakening, and there's only more to come. And guys, feel free to jump into our Discord, ask questions. We're always around, and we love to interact with the community.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Bye.